Hi Bookfighters, today is Friday, July 31st, and it's Julia. So when I started this project 5 years ago, I was a senior in high school. 4 schools and 3 cities later, including a year into school in England, where I met Dan and studied archaeology, which had nothing to do with an obsession with Harrison Ford. It had everything to do with an obsession with Harrison Ford. I am back in New Orleans, in my parents' house, in my old bedroom, and I have been for months, but not for much longer because in September I am going back to England to pursue an MA in writing for young people at Bath Spa University, and I am very excited about that. As for some of my favorite books of the past few years, quite a few of them are actually sequels and companions to books I read during our original project. I read The Name of the Star back in 2011, and I instantly fell in love with it because it is about a 17-year-old girl from New Orleans who goes to study in England and gains the ability to see ghosts, which gets her involved in solving a Jack the Ripper-like series of murders. And at the time, I was a 17-year-old girl from New Orleans who was planning to study in England, and I did not have the ability to see ghosts, but I did spend every recess of 2nd grade watching the old creepy house next to my school, looking for evidence that the old people who lived there were actually undead and were hosting a menagerie of their sort inside its crumbling old facade. There were parent-teacher conferences called. Even if you weren't as strange and obsessed a 7-year-old as I was, I still think you'll find The Name of the Star in its 2 sequels, The Madness Underneath and The Shadow Cabinet, as funny and heartbreaking and completely spellbinding a series as I have. I've also read the 2 companion books to Anna and the French Kiss, which I also read in 2011. They are Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After, which I don't have a copy of. All 3 of the books are just completely lovely, and if you ever just need happiness to enter your heart, read those books. They are just beautiful and heartwarming and just lovely, lovely books. As for books not related to the original project, I finally read A Song of Ice and Fire, and I love it mostly because its fandom is still in its heyday right now. The books are unfinished, famously unfinished, and they're just wonderful theories coming out about what's going to happen at the end, and it's all just very exhilarating and fun and very reminiscent of the Harry Potter fandom pre-book 7, which is more fun than the actual text probably. And finally, I've fallen in love with The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't have a physical copy to show you, but the books are about a group of teenagers who are looking to wake up a sleeping king and be granted his one favor. It draws a lot on the Arthurian legend, and my favorite part of the Arthurian legend, and so it's just a lot of fun and very well written, and I suggest everyone check it out. And now for my closing statement, which will be my last Bookfighters monologue probably, so I think it has to be a good one. Why I read. So books and all of the stories in them, they remind me of the endless possibilities of the world and just how little I've actually seen and experienced, and that gives me the strength to do a lot of things and to explore new places, and it gives me a lot of hope for what might happen. And sometimes that hope inspires me to do drastic and crazy things, like staying for hours in a chat after a live show ends, just to see if I can make some new friends, and we all know that sometimes those things turn out okay in the end. So Bookfighters, I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow.